Okay, amigos. Just wanted to give you a quick how-to. Some of you are still struggling with that study guide, so I thought I'd go over a couple of steps and tricks that might help you out. First things first, remember that the template itself, the one that gets the whole thing started, is back here in Unit 1, Lesson 1. Just check down at the very bottom, it says Study Guide. You'll need to click this once to create a copy in your Google Drive. After that, you'll just go to your Drive account. So once you click on it and you make the exceptions and you say, yes, of course, I want to make a copy of this document, you're going to see something that looks like this. You're going to make sure to read all of those directions oh so carefully, in particular the part at the top that says copy the table below, which we'll look at in just a second for each chapter, because all of this is going to go in just one document. Remember, the whole goal is that this is something that helps you, which means it's got to be something that is meaningful to you, that you understand. Put things in your own words. Find ways to color code or make it interesting, something that really helps you learn it. Don't forget, lots of people skip this step. You must share. So the blue button's not going to be down here on the document, but it will be up in that upper right hand corner. Make sure that you click on that, you share it with me, and that I have rights to comment or edit. And then make note of the URL. That's the web address of your document, because that's what you will be submitting, and we will talk about that in just a second. Again, remember, as soon as that little bar goes away, perfect, these are the only notes that you get to use on anything we do in class. You sign that academic integrity statement at the beginning of the term. You can't use a dictionary. You can't use a translator. You can't use a family member or friend or neighbor down the street who speaks some Spanish. It has to be just you and this document. So you really want to make sure you're making it work for you. For each chapter, this is the template that you're going to fill out. You're going to put whatever unit number it is, when we were studying it, what the topic was, and you can usually find that listed just on the black bar over here to the side when you're looking at the overview page. Objectives. What are we supposed to learn in this unit? Why are you spending a week or two actually learning this stuff? Vocab, what are the words you need to know? And not just the words, but what are their definitions? This is supposed to be the place that you can come back and refer to everything you've been learning. You'll notice there's a spot to put the link to the flashcards that I make for you. All you're going to do is copy and paste that URL into that spot, and that way you don't have to go looking for it when you need to review. Speaking of reviews, within each lesson you're going to find reviews and new grammar lessons. You're going to put notes from those in those boxes, plus you've got a spot for any of the videos that I happen to provide for you as well. There's also a section for cultural notes. You're going to learn cultural topics and tidbits in every single unit. You want to be able to keep them straight. And then your other notes, sometimes those are exit tickets from our live sessions. Sometimes there are other things that you find. They might be snips from a live session that you want to include. Any number of things can show up down there at the bottom. Now, don't forget, you're not inventing this stuff. You are just taking it out of the course. When you look at lesson 1 of any unit, the very first slide will be objectives. All of these bullet points that you see listed here, those are the objectives that need to go back in that objectives box. So whether you copy and paste, take a snip, write them in your own words, you should have those bullet points listed for your objectives. Once you click over to the next page, the second page in every single lesson 1 of any unit that you do will have the vocabulary guide. This is all of your vocab, and it's got the great audio hints to help you pronounce them. It doesn't give you the terms though in Spanish and in English, but if you click on that print button, you'll see both Spanish and English terms. The other nice thing, you can grab the Spanish and the English from the Quizlet flashcards and include them that way as well. So again, your vocabulary flashcards will come directly off of the overview page, as will later on your additional videos that have to do with the grammar points you are learning. As I continue on, I know there's going to be reviews, there's going to be lessons, and they are labeled as such. It'll say grammar review and then a topic, grammar lesson, and sometimes it'll even say grammar lesson 1, grammar lesson 2, so that you know there's multiple ones that you need to pay attention to. Notice it gives you a topic. You should be able to tell me, for example, all about subject pronouns by the time you're done. So you can watch this video and take notes. If you're more of a reader than a video watcher, you can always click on the script button and you can find the same information there. You can choose to take the information word for word from what they give you in this presentation. You can also choose to synthesize it in your own words. You can go out to the interwebs and find something there that represents that same body of content, but you need something about, in this case, subject pronouns included in your grammar lesson. And like we said, there will be cultural tidbits. These will usually be a little bit later on in the unit, but you also want to have whatever this information is included in your notes. But why? Why do I need that stuff? Well, because you're just about to do a quiz over it and you get to use the notes that you just took. So make them count for you. When it comes time to submit, and this should be the very last thing you do, that's why it's listed as the very last thing in every unit. Remember that your study guide should be awesome. Once you've got it done, it's got everything in it, you've used it to help you be incredibly successful on every assignment within that unit. Make sure that in the box that calls for a text submission, you simply are copying the URL from your Google Doc and pasting it into that box. And that's really all there is to it. If you've got any questions after that, any struggles, any concerns, make sure to reach out. Let me know what I can do to help. Hopefully what you will find is these study guides will help you rock this class.